Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished guests, faculty members, and scholars and students. Now we move forward to our plenary session one of the day, who is going to conduct by Professor Dilip Barad, which is going to be online as you are seeing. I am delighted to introduce the speaker of our first plenary talk. Professor Dilip Barad is a distinguished academic and scholar in English language and literature, and currently is serving as professor and head of the Department of English at Maharaja Krishna Kumar Singh Ji Bhavnagar University in Bhavnagar, Gujarat. With over 2 decades of teaching and research experience, Professor Barad has significantly contributed to shaping English studies and literary scholarship in India. He has held several important positions, including Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Chairman of the Board of Studies in English. He is also an assessor for the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, contributing to institutional evaluation and academic development initiatives. As a prolific researcher and educator, his work includes UGC funded research on technology enabled pedagogy and teacher training programs focused on digital learning and research methodology and innovative teaching practices. I'm honored to invite Professor Barad uh, on his talk, and the topic is the Plurilingual Cyborg, AI Posthuman Ethics and Inclusive English Studies. And I also invite our chair of the session, Dr. Joshi. So, can we start, sir?
Professor Barad,
Yes, yeah.
stage is all yours.
Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Last 2 days, we also had a national seminar on science and literature. And we also have faced all these electricity problems and internet problems also. So my sympathies with the organizers, and we keep on battling with lot many things when we organize the event. And when it is in hybrid mode, it is all the more difficult to manage the in-person audience as well as the online audience and speakers also. But that's how we are growing. That's how we are moving into this uh, era of post-human being or transhuman being, converting ourselves slowly and steadily into the cyborgs, humanoids, and wherein this our topic also comes here: plurilingual cyborg, AI, post-human ethics, and inclusive English studies. Yeah. So this is the topic on which I would like to share some of the ideas. It's a quite a vast topic. Like when we talk about post-human as well as plurilingual idea, it becomes a kind of an umbrella terms which incorporates lot many things within that. I would like to narrow down myself to something that is practically feasible, something that we can easily understand, and also try to put it into effect also. The subtopic which I have tried to frame is something like transforming English studies from a site of gatekeeping into a gateway for inclusive knowledge production. So, in that way, I would like to throw some light on this topic. I'm not going to talk about high technology and high end of AI and all those kinds of things. We have a lot many interesting devices now, AI enabled devices, which helps us a lot in dealing with the very idea of what we see as plurilingual identities or converting ourselves into plurilingual cyborgs. But my concern is not this that we wear devices or we have wearable technologies, and then we deal with this thing. These are available there, and people are using those who are globe trotters. They keep on using such devices to have communication with the people who don't know any language which is understood by both the parties. But our concern is not this. What I want to locate is in the history of humanism as we move towards post-humanism. And by and large, we are aware that what we do under post-humanism is a couple of things. Like one is we use the word post-human within posthumanism without hyphen, and we use one parameter is post-human, and along with that we use another term transhumanism, and both these categories post-humanism and transhumanism fall under the larger umbrella term of posthumanism without a hyphen. Now, what I mean by post-humanism, the point that uh, our entire journey of humanities or being human, if we try to locate its origin, the way we discuss today about humanism and that all has its origin in Renaissance humanism. There is a European beginning to this humanism. We know that beyond Renaissance also there were knowledge traditions. Indian knowledge traditions were there, African knowledge traditions were there, Chinese and many other people used to have variety of knowledge traditions where the idea of human or humanity or humanism was also discussed. But when we come to the academic discipline of looking at the things, by and large, what we see is the Renaissance humanism as a point of beginning. We do recall the famous quotation from Hamlet. Shakespeare wrote, "What a piece of work is a man," and it ends with quintessence of dust, and yet a quintessence of dust. Within this range, we try to talk about post-humanism also. Uh, the humanism turned into reformation, and reformation turned into enlightenment era, and then we came down to the 20th century where the entire enlightenment project also was highly problematized, and we moved towards modernism, postmodernism, and deconstructions and all those post-structuralist way of looking at the things also. I would like to locate this humanism in such a manner where it had a kind of a loophole to deconstruct itself. As Derrida has very famously said, the text should bear within itself the necessity of its own deconstruction. The same way the humanism project, the Renaissance humanist project, also bear within itself the necessity of its own deconstruction. Though it took a couple of centuries to find that gap and undermine the very notion of humanism which started with Renaissance humanism. What was the problem with that? The problem was that humanist legacy was highly specific to men first. Then it was a civilized man, and then again we can say either English speaking or European language speaking men. It was there. So there was a rational, civilized, European language centric man who was seen as a part of humanity, or that man who was a wonderful invention of God, wonderful making of the God, that all was this man. And what it excluded from its definition of humanism was that it didn't include women as such into that. Apart from that, indigenous communities were also excluded from this part of humanities project. Uneducated population was also, or what we call it as barbarians against civilized. But now we know that the barbarians were also tribal people, whether it was the Red Indians in America or Maoris in New Zealand or the Aboriginals of Australia or the tribals in India, who are narrated as Rakshasas in the great epic poems like Ramayana and Mahabharata also. So, under the civilization project of humanity or humanizing the things, these identities were excluded. So, post hyphen humanism tries to now deconstruct the very notion of that man, civilized man, rational man centric notion, and try to include all this identity. So, If I talk about feminism or gender studies or LGBTQs or tribals, other thing, I am doing post-humanism. That is one concern. That what is post-humanism? When I talk about all these identities which were deprived under that project of humanism or enlightenment, they all become a part of this. When it comes to transhumanism, uh, uh, in post-humanism, if we try to decentralize the human from its centrality, that human is by and large the man, which is trying to be decentralized. Under larger gamut of post-humanism, where Anthropocene also comes, we try to decenter the human itself, including man, women, and all the identities within that, and try to locate human as a part of the species, not a species which is at the top of the pyramid, but it is a part of all the species, which we see in eco-criticism. And by and large, we are aware about that graphical presentation of a pyramid where man is at the top, and the another circular image where the man is a part of all other ecological lives and species also. But at the same time, when we decenter those things, another thing also is happening along with us, and that is transhumanism, which also can be seen as H plus, human plus. Now, here, what we see is that the humans are becoming more human. This human includes, to a greater extent, tribals, women, or any of those identities which were once upon a time deprived in that project. Now they all get a kind of an equal opportunity. So, as we know, that equal opportunity is always an elusive term, and somebody is always left out of the periphery in any form of thought that we think of. But it gives still an ample opportunity to all the humans to enhance their capacities. That is called enhancement. That is transhuman. That is H plus also. Now, in this enhancement of human capacities, we are becoming more powerful with the help of technology in a much bigger manner. So, whether it is artificial intelligence or medical or organ transplantation or any form of biological enhancement, CRISPR technology, which speaks about gene and modification of genes. Any way we see that any form of science, technology, medicine, organ transplantation, the devices, artificial intelligence, everything, they are making us more human. So within post-humanism, we are seeing two things. One, post-human, which tries to decenter, deconstruct, and try to make a space for all species along with the human species, wherein human in form of tribal and women also are included as a part of that. And on the other side, we also try to say that humans are getting enhancement, humans are becoming more human, they are progressing, they are optimizing their capacities, they are now achieving mastery over biology also. So, in transhumanism, we see positively as the enhancement of the human within posthumanism, and whereas decentralization idea tries to look at critically or critical posthumanism emerges, where we ask the question about that man is less central in the universe, in the ecological universe. It is anti-exceptionalism, where it was man was seen as an exceptional identity. Ethical hierarchies are questioned, and any other question of control also is being seen in this. Rosie Braidotti is one such critic who comes to our help in seeing that posthumanism is not anti-human, it is anti-exceptionalism. So where this both the points are meeting together also. Our concentration will be to see that post-humanism discussion doesn't become anti-human or anti-man in any way, but it tries to turn into post-humanism H plus identity. So, what if the human is no longer the measure of all the things? So far, we have seen that our theology also had always tried to say that human avatar is the best form of the avatar. biblical story would say that man is made from the image of the God. So we are near to the God, and God is like us. Now, all these things which theology was controlling, the very notion of human, very definition of human, now in this context, it doesn't remain so. It doesn't remain so. And so we have to re-question. Posthumanism demands an anti-exceptionalist stance, challenging our habit of viewing human control as a supreme value also. When we look at this topic, along with Rosie Braidotti, two other critics are also very important to observe. And I will try to give examples from the theoretical positions taken by these three critics as such here. When we reimagine the agency, the human agency, and ethics beyond human subject, then these three critics are very useful to us. Rosie Braidotti, we have seen, talks about critical post-human ethics, ethical accountability to difference, the difference between man and women, the gender, the tribal, the civilized, the barbarian, all those things. We must ensure post-human futures do not reproduce all colonial and gendered hierarchies also. So Rosie Braidotti is also slightly worried that when we move towards transhumanism, when we try to imagine posthumanism as not anti-human, as post-humanism is trying to look at it, we are trying to resolve that, but at the same time, we have to be very careful that old colonial or gendered hierarchies are again not creeping inside this new hierarchies also. Donna Haraway talked about cyborg and Wilson's, where it is earth-centric idea. The Greek word about the earth, which has the sound, CH is a silent sound here, but in the Greek it is Cthulhu. It is very difficult to pronounce the word, but solution. Agency emerges from assemblages. We must stay with trouble by making keen cross species, abandoning utopian mastery. So it says that, well, with nature we have to stay, and we have to stay with the trouble. We want a life which is without the trouble, but it says the staying with trouble. Assemblages, we get one with our ecology. And then Anne Catherine Hales speaks about distributed cognition. And that is where our artificial intelligence comes here. So, intelligence does not sit exclusively inside the human brain, it is distributed across machines, environments, and networks. So, my cognitive abilities are enhanced through language. That is fine. But even if I don't know the language, ecology, my experience with my surrounding environment also enhances my cognitive abilities. But now the third agency that is coming in our ecology, that is machines, that is artificial intelligence also. And that also is playing a significant role. So instead of making a binary between an ecological life is a better life and AI life is a bad life, here we try to see a distributed cognition that a human mind is uh, getting its learning, developing its cognitive abilities from the natural source as well as this artificial source also. And then we see distributed cognition also. So based on these three critics and their observations, we try to look at some of the examples, the way it has come in contemporary literatures, web films, or cinema also. So I would like to talk about five texts as an example. Five texts. Quickly, we'll try to overview. Like Anukul, OK Computer, Sheep of Theseus, Annihilation, and Humans in the Loop. So five texts we'll try to see through this and try to make our position in this post-human ethical life somewhere significant. So in Anukul, Satyajit Anukul, if we see, and if we try to have a look at this small clip.
तो ये क्या क्या कर सकते हैं?
ये नहीं, अनुकूल.
हाँ सर, अनुकूल. क्या क्या कर सकते हैं ये?
जो आप कहेंगे, इसके अंदर सारे काम प्रोग्राम्ड है। ऊपर से हमारा अनुकूल बहुत एडवांस्ड मॉडल है, आपसे भी सीखेगा।
मुझसे क्या सीखेगा?
आपके सिद्धांत, आपके प्रिंसिपल्स, आपका हर चीज को देखने का नजरिया।
So what we say, it, we use a pronoun it, but the women clarifies it has a name. Anukul is a robot, and is going to purchase a robot for a company. The old fellow is a professor, retired professor. Now he wants a company. He is going to purchase this. This is Satyajit Ray's short story Anukul, and directed by Sujoy Ghosh. But then this it is not it. It has a name. One thing. Then it will learn from you. It will learn from you. What will it learn? It will learn your ethics. It will learn your principles, your morality. That all it will be learning. Let us see the second clip here.
मुझे तो कभी भी नींद नहीं आती है।
ये कौन सी किताब पढ़ रहे हो?
गीता।
तो तुम तो हमेशा मेरी मदद करते हो। फॉर अ चेंज चलो आज मैं तुम्हारी हेल्प करता हूँ। बैठो। बताओ क्या नहीं समझ में आ रहा है?
ये जो नीला आदमी है ये
अनुकूल, इनको नीला आदमी नहीं कहते, इनको कृष्ण भगवान कहते हैं।
लेकिन रंग तो नीला है।
हाँ, उसके पीछे कहानी है कि बचपन में भगवान को विष दिया गया था, भगवान ने पी लिया था तो उनका रंग नीला हो गया।
वो मरे नहीं?
नहीं, मर कैसे सकते हैं? वो तो भगवान है।
मैं भी नहीं मर सकता।
नहीं वो, लेकिन नहीं, ये दो अलग अलग बात। तुम वो छोड़ो, बताओ कि तुम्हें गीता में क्या नहीं समझ में आया वो बताओ।
सर, यहाँ कृष्ण भगवान ये अर्जुन जो आदमी है उसे अपने फैमिली वालों को, अपने कजिन्स, अपने अंकल सबको मारने के लिए कह रहे हैं। ये गलत है ना?
नहीं, आप न्याय की गलत तरफ खड़े हैं या न्याय की सही तरफ?
तो फिर गलत क्या है और सही क्या है ये कैसे डिसाइड होगा?
दिल से।
Vaya Anukul tries to raise a very interesting question, which even Frankenstein had raised 200 years ago also. This robot, but the problem, the concern is this robot is not monstrous like Frankenstein's monster. Victor Frankenstein's creature is monstrous, but this is not. This is not violent. It is good looking. It is spectacular. It is like we fall in love with the beauty of the robot. Del Toro's 2025 version of Frankenstein had changed this dynamics, that this new robot, Del Toro's latest film robot, creature is quite attractive. It's not like Mary Shelley's unattractive creature. And this learns, reasons, adapts, and acts ethically also. The post-human reality that we see here is that the danger is not machines becoming evil, but humans losing their monopoly on moral authority. And this Anukul is troubled, is tortured by friend of the one who bought him. The friend doesn't like robot. He hates robot. The friend, he says that you are taking my jobs. I am jobless because of you. So there is a hatred in humans against machine, and he behaves violently with the machine. The machine is told, the robot is told not to react similarly, but it is also learning. In this story, the robot has a slightly a legal license given to hurt the person who insults the robot. It is given a legal license. It's an imaginary story. A legal license is given that you can slightly hurt. You can't kill anybody, but slightly hurt this. And so he is. How will the robot hurt the human if the humans insult the robot? By giving electric shock. By giving electric shock. So he gives electric shock and the person dies. So whether the robot is a murderer or not, he might be learning something from Bhagavad Gita. that if somebody keeps on insulting you again and again, and if it reaches 100 times or more than 100 times, do you have a license? Well, humans have taken the license. The gods have taken license to kill the other human being if they crosses the limit, like Shishupal had crossed the limits. So what we this tries to question. So now what we wanted, that moral authority should be with me only, but maybe possibly the new cognitive abilities which are growing around us might also achieve those things. This was another one. This is hello. Muting the sound here. This is OK Computer. This is the OK Computer. Another an absurdist film. It's a kind of an absurdist comedy film, not of a very good quality, but it raises some interesting concern that there is a driverless car and the car murders somebody. Not accident. It's not committing an accident, but it is murdering somebody. And there is a deliberate attempt. The car came in reverse, thrust against the person, again came reverse, again thrust against the person, and almost sandwiched the person to whom he wanted to kill. So it was a kind of a decision. It was a kind of cold-blooded murder committed by a car, a driverless car. So the legal question comes that we have penal codes to punish humans, but how will we punish the machines if they also learn from humans? If they kill somebody, if they murder the thing, then what way we will try to do? So that is the legal concern that, okay, computer, law and post-human justice. Can humanist legal system govern non-human intelligence? This series, web series, it tries to expose the central contradiction. We demand AI be autonomous, yet insist humans remain morally superior. Now, when I think of putting a human into a moral superior position, again, somewhere I am a part of that humanist project, that Renaissance humanist project, or that Enlightenment project, which under post-humanism, I am trying to decenter or deconstruct also. So how we have to battle a lot in finding a space into this new distributed cognitive life. Intelligence is informational, cognition is networked. The legal framework of individual human intent collapses also. Same way, Ship of Theseus also deals with the idea.
As the planks of Theseus's ship needed repair, it was replaced part by part, up to a point where not a single part from the original ship remained in it anymore. Is it then still the same ship? If all the discarded parts were used to build another ship, which of the two, if either, is the real ship of Theseus?
So this film also raises a very interesting concern here. There are like three characters. One is a blind photographer, one is a Jain monk, and one is a share market person. Now, this blind photographer is able to take beautiful photographs without eyes. And people thought that if you have eyes, you can make wonders. And she got organ transplanted. Somebody died, mentally dead person, and she got eyes. But now, with eyes, the photographs are not as good as they were when the photographer was blind. Or the Jain monk who is a believer of ahimsa and would not like to take a medicine which also uses animal as experiments. But here the time comes that existence is more important. You have to transplant your liver or body part, and then what way you deal with how you battle with the very idea of ethics and the medicinal science which has grown, developed, try to make human transhuman. So nobody is becoming transhuman in this film, in this story. Nobody is becoming transhuman, even if they have enhanced body parts being medically installed or operated in their body. So, if every part of our body is replaced, who remains? Dismantles bodily integrity, moral purity, and sensory authenticity. Ethics must emerge from relations and context, not from an illusion of liberal humanist continuity. So, as our life gets complex into on one side the ecology and environmental things, on the other side the enhancement of technology that is going on, and in between we are humans. And if we keep on looking at our liberal humanist morality as a continuity of the past, when the awareness for ecology was not so high, or about other human identity also was not there, slavery was accepted by all the liberal humanists and also theologians, keeping in mind that that is the order either designed by God that some humans should remain slaves, or any humanist never thought of this. We know that the Victorian novelists rarely were aware about what their fellow citizens are doing in Africa or in India. So we can't continue with that liberal humanism. When we question those things, we enter into a new reality where we are looking for new answers also. Annihilation also is a novel, 2014 novel by Jeff Vandermeer, and turned into a Netflix film also.
Mutation. Anything interesting in there? No.
I am muting the sound of this video clip so I can just make some commentary on this. Now, this science fiction tries to uh, make a case that uh, there is area X, there is an imaginary area X in the forest, and now people who go in area X are lost, they are not coming back. And so a new team of people is sent. Our female protagonist also is a part of that, and they enter the things and they try to explain. Now what they find ultimately is that in that area X there is a curious kind of genetical modification happening in nature, and as human body also is a part of that nature, it also deals with the same idea that even the mutation is happening with even human genetics also, and the humans are becoming one with that nature. They are becoming one with the nature. They are mutated, their genes are mutated. So it is not an annihilation as such. It is not annihilation of human. If I see from the human centric idea, it is annihilation. Otherwise, it is not annihilation, but it is becoming one with environment. Becoming one with environment, having a kinship with environment. That is Donna Haraway says, staying with trouble. This kinship is a troubled kinship. Now, if a virus, which is also a natural being, wants to come and live in my body, but my body is not able to live with that virus, what will I do? I will try to kill the virus, or virus will try to kill my body. But that is staying with trouble. We have to stay with this trouble, and we try to look at this. So a novel tries to see that uh, how we imagine the ecology without us, ecology within us, ecology with us, that it tries to look at the things also. Humans in the Loop by Aranya Sahai brings all this debate very near to artificial intelligence. And in a very interesting manner, it tries to bring this. These two small clips will make the point quite clear about the point.
तो ये एक AI आर्ट जनरेटर है। अपना प्रोटोटाइप टेस्ट करना चाहती हैं? ये जो तुम फोटो, पेंटिंग, लेबल कर रहे हो ना, ये सब मिला के वो अपना एक AI पेंटिंग बना रहे। तुम्हारी पेंटिंग बनवाए? आओ। क्या आता है देखते हैं। अरे ट्राइबल लिखने से ऐसे, पर ऐसा होना तो नहीं चाहिए। इंडियन ट्राइबल डाल के देखते हैं, सर्च स्पेक्ट्रम शायद थोड़ा बड़ा हो जाए। अरे ये तो अमेरिकन नेटिव इंडियन जैसी इमेज है ना।
यस मैम, आपने बुलाया?
नेमा जी, आज अपने पेस्ट को क्या लेबल किया?
पेस्ट ही किए हैं।
इसको क्या किया?
वो पेस्ट नहीं है मैडम, वो हानि नहीं पहुंचाता है। हम आपको प्रेजेंटेशन के वक्त ही बताना चाहते थे, वो पेस्ट नहीं है। वो पत्ता जरूर खाता है, पर पत्ते का सड़ा हुआ हिस्सा खाता है, ताकि बाकी का पौधा ठीक रहे। हानि नहीं पहुंचाता है। एआई बच्चे की तरह है मैडम, उसको गलत सिखाएंगे तो गलत सीख जाएगा।
ऐसा है नेमा जी, क्लाइंट ने अगर बोला है कि ये पेस्ट है तो ये पेस्ट है। आपका काम है लेवल करना, बस उतना ही करिए, अपना दिमाग मत घुमाइए। यही बच्चे की तरह है, फलाना है, ढिमकाना है। आपको सच में लगता है कि यही एक बच्चा है?
यस।
This film tries to bring several things into play. For example, tribal knowledge systems. The tribal women from Jharkhand is aware what is pest and what is not pest. But then the corporate giants will try to control the knowledge systems. And how, when we are not aware about how the knowledge is being labeled, and then how the AI will read the things and what kind of knowledge will be erased, that we can see. Another, we can see that if we are unable to put enough data of our life, our culture, our knowledge, then also AI will fail to bring that, even if AI is not biased. But it has to work on data. And for that also, we require lots of upload. So in this film, Humans in the Loop, when they are not able to find a tribal Indian woman, then she got a mobile of her daughter, and daughter has taken lots of photographs of tribal life. All those are uploaded to the server, and then it was able to identify a Jharkhand tribal women from the new data set that was available to the things also. So if we make a choice that I want to stay away from AI only into ecology, then somebody is labeling my ecology also. Somebody is defining that what is my nature. And then that somebody who is doing the things will take control of my knowledge systems. So I have to be actively involved into the knowledge creation that is going on today. And this, we are in a loop. We have to stay with this trouble, whether we like it or not. This post-human identity is something that is what we need to adopt and turn ourselves into a kind of a transhuman, where we enhance ourselves with all these new things that is coming into play also. So these 5 examples we have taken to try to make a position clear here. Finally, I want to connect all these things with English studies. I want to, this is one of the very difficult part of my talk here. That all these ideas now I want to bring to English studies and connect with plurilingual cyborg idea. English studies, we know today also is debated a lot. I think Professor David also was talking about the very lots of argument about post-colonial thing. We want to liberate ourselves from the clutches of coloniality, and we see English as somewhere the very problematic thing. Macaulay's education system and everything gets connected with those things also. So we try to battle. Obviously, we have Indianized English. We do not speak like Queen's English or either American or British accent. We speak like Gujarati speaking this. I speak like not even the Gujarati spoken by the North Gujaratis or Surti Gujarati. I speak like specific Kathiawadi Gujarati English. So we know all these variants and we have owned English language also. So that debate is immaterial. It doesn't stand now that English is a colonial language. English is the relic of like we call it gulamika pratik, the symbol of slavery, nothing like that. But English is our language, as cricket also is not our game. It also is a colonial relic. Cricket also is played only by a handful of country, which cannot even qualify. That game cannot qualify as a World Cup also, if we count the number of countries. And if we try to say that how many countries should be playing a particular game so that it can become a world event, then perhaps cricket may not qualify. We know that French do not speak, do not play cricket. Spanish do not play cricket. Americans, Chinese, they don't play cricket. Well, we have owned cricket. We are the champions in the cricket also. We have owned English language also. We have Indianized English language. We give Sahitya Akademi Award to Indian English writers also. So we are not going into those debates there. But even if today, if we see that English is a global language, English is a language like a lingua franca, which connects India also together. We are a multilingual people, and if there is one language which can connect us without any political bias, it is English language. Then how can we use this particular situation, even though it is having a linguistic hegemony? Those people who don't know English language, they are not happy when people talk a lot about English language. Recently, I was in one research scholars gathering at Sardar Patel University, and it was about all four languages and the humanities subjects. 8 subjects were there together. Uh, One scholar from Hindi language, with subject from Hindi and in for the research, Gujarati, but doing research in Hindi, uh, stood up and said that why are all these banners in English language only? Why it is not in Gujarati also? So we still have this linguistic hegemony, and sometimes we find that well, this concerns, these questions are valid question also. We need to move towards plurilingualism as such, and here what helps us is artificial intelligence. Had there not been artificial intelligence around us, it would have been nearly impossible to imagine that let us easily follow three language formula in everything that we do, in our content creation, in our delivery of lectures, in our talk, everything. If I want to follow national education policies, the punchline about three language policy, and if I want to teach one subject in three languages, how can I move towards that plurilingualism, which is something interesting for countries like India, where people are multilingual. People know at least three languages there. And in that case, how we turn into this. So that is where I bring these ideas into English studies and try to see the very idea of post-humanism in this context also. So, something practically we want to say bridging transhumanist enhancement and post humanist ethics also here. The experiment that I have done for this to prove this point was something like this, that I delivered a keynote address on staying with the trouble in one seminar that was on literature and posthuman condition. And I have given oral talk. Deliberately, I gave an oral talk in English language. No PowerPoint, nothing was used there, just some notes were used, but it was given in oral. And then all those videos were uploaded on YouTube. After uploading these videos on YouTube, I took them down to Notebook LM, one tool, Notebook LM. Now, why Notebook LM and not other AI tool? For this, I try to justify that we are facing two things nowadays. One is brain rot, and another thing is brain fry. And when we deal with this transhuman capacities, we also have to address brain fry as well as brain rot issues also. If I work with AI on my own content, my own videos, my own content, then I save at least myself from brain rot, because I have read, I have thought, I have connected the links with everything, and then now I am using AI tool on my own content. So I save myself from rotting my brain, because I have already worked with my brain and recorded my videos. It is my content on which I am working. For all the teachers, I keep on telling this, that work on your content with AI. You will save lots of problems. Whatever criticism people do, that happens because we use borrowed content. Why don't we have our own videos? Why don't we have our own PPTs, PDFs, our own content to work on AI? Then we can also, and this one tool, that is Notebook LM, because one tool solves our many problems. So brain fry idea is coming nowadays, and this is Harvard Business Review's research. It tries to say that people are getting tired and fed up because so many new tools are coming every day. And only trying in new AI tools, our brain is getting fried. We say this beja fry. It is a beja fry. So all when we follow the tools, we run behind the tools. Every day, dozens of new tools are coming in the market, and what happens is our beja fry. So we have to narrow down to one specific AI tool instead of running, having a rat race for AI tools to one, and that is where Notebook LM is what was my preferred choice here. Outcome. The outcome was like we got a very well structured PPT from this, a very well structured PPT I got from this my oral talk. From my oral talk, I got quite well structured PPT. Let me just open a few slides of this. Yeah, maybe the system has hanged up. Okay. Yeah, this is so now see what was there. It was only my talk, no graphics, nothing was given, and staying with the trouble, literature in the post-human condition, and it all
Can you
created
hear
a very
me,
interesting slides here. Okay. Yes,
Professor Barad?
everything that I was talking about. Yes, anything, Dr. Paresh?
We have the paucity of time.
Yes.
5 minutes is all we have.
But that,
Sorry
yeah,
to interrupt.
that's enough. Yeah, I am almost at the fag end of the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, within 5 minutes I will end it. Yeah. Okay. So this all talks that was automatically converted into slide that we all know that it is doing, but it does so significantly well also. Secondly, the graphics were also prepared quite up to the mark because it was my own content. I know that how fairly good the things were done by this and how it enhanced my content or my talk, or anybody who wants to learn from this, for them also, how systematic it becomes. This all graphics, it also brought automatically transhumanism, posthumanism, all these films, and even the photographs that were collected by this AI were significantly near to the films also. Those who have watched the film, they know it very well that this all graphics were also auto-generated, but they are quite true to the cinematic version that we were talking about. This all things. Apart from this, what we got here was how the human capacities gets enhanced when we work with AI tool, and the hegemony that we want to dismantle here, that is the Renaissance humanist hegemony, that which is centered on elite, educated, civilized, and often English speaking men only. Now we enter towards this plurilingual identity or multilingual identity, and how it caters the need of all the things. So we used the AI tool and we generated audio podcast in Gujarati and video summaries in Hindi language also to dismantle the linguistic barrier and give an opportunity to the learners to or anybody who is just watching the things to know something more about any topic. They do not get bind by the idea that I need to learn English language to learn the knowledges. The AI tools are now there. It democratizes access to high theoretical concepts, making them available to the once othered populations previously excluded by the humanist focus on English literacy or any such language and its hegemonic literacy also. So we got a very interesting video automatically generated.
कभी सोचा है कि ये दुनिया सिर्फ इंसानों के बारे में नहीं है? आज हम एक ऐसी सोच की दुनिया में उतरने वाले हैं जो शायद ब्रह्मांड में हमारी जगह को लेकर हमारी पूरी समझ को ही बदल दे। तो चलिए आज समझते हैं कि एक पोस्ट ह्यूमनिस्ट की तरह सोचना आखिर होता क्या। दुनिया हम पर उतनी ही निर्भर है जितनी हम दुनिया पर। तो सवाल उठता है, इस हटाते हैं ना, एआई की दुनिया से एक ताजा उदाहरण लेते हैं जो इन सभी कदम एक दूसरे में हमेशा से अपनी क्षमताओं को बढ़ाने के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल करते आए हैं। हम पहले से ही एक तरह के संवर्धित यानी कि कभी सोच
and the audio podcast in Gujarati language also.
આપનું સ્વાગત છે. આપણે એક એવી દુનિયામાં જીવી રહ્યા છીએ જ્યાં એવું લાગે છે કે બધું આપણા હાથમાંથી સરકી રહ્યું છે. આર્ટિફિશિયલ ઇન્ટેલિજન્સ આપણા માટે કવિતાઓ લખી રહ્યું છે. ક્લાઇમેટ ચેન્જ આપણા પર્યાવરણને બદલી રહ્યું છે અને આખી ગ્લોબલ સિસ્ટમ એટલી જટિલ થઈ ગઈ છે કે કોઈ એક વ્યક્તિ એને સમજી જ નથી શકતી.
બરાબર.
એવું લાગે છે કે જાણે માનવ હવે વાર્તાનો મુખ્ય હીરો નથી રહ્યો. તો આ નવી વાસ્તવિકતામાં આપણે આપણી જાતને કેવી રીતે સમજવી?
આજ સૌથી મોટો પ્રશ્ન છે અને આ જ પ્રશ્ન આપણને આજના વિષય પોસ્ટ.
So this gives us this inclusivity and diverse learning styles also get scattered here. We know that all learners are not the auditory learners only. Some are also the people who are visual learners. Somebody wants to read something, somebody wants to listen, somebody wants to watch. Even this, the hegemony of learning by reading only is dismantled into when we get a multi-modal way wherein AI deals with these ideas also. So we know that this is how we enter into distributed cognition. Thinking happens across human speaker and AI systems. We get engaged in staying with the trouble. We know that many of us are not okay with the use of AI in different ways, but we have to stay with this trouble. We have to make keen with the machine to solve the problems of exclusion. So that post-humanist idea that why so many identities are excluded from knowledge systems, that can be given here. The AI agent did not replace the human here. It allowed the human to overcome the limitations of the exclusionary humanist project. It allowed us to be transhuman, enhanced H plus in ability, but post-human ethical relational in our care for the diverse audience also. So these are the things. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share some ideas with the August gathering at Surat, VNSGU, South Gujarat University. If there are any questions, we can have the discussion here.
Well, I think looking at the limitation of time, Professor Barad, I'm sorry, I would not allow the participants to ask questions. We've lost some time, but I believe, the session was not only outstanding, but it was full of very, very thoughtful insights which would leave us contemplating throughout the day. It was an outstanding session, Professor Barad, as usual. The thing about Professor Barad is he works very hard on his sessions. I have shared a stage with him. I have heard him a lot. So we give him a thundering round of applause for working so very hard on his presentation. What I could quickly gather was he deliberated on issues on humans, humanoids, AI, and ethics. So the highlights were, do we have penal codes to penalize a car if it murders? It was full of videos. It was full of some very interesting insights. I would stop myself from responding more because, again, the time is a limitation. Thank you very much once again, Professor Barad. It was a thorough delight to listen to your very insightful session. Thank you all very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, everybody. Thanks a
Now,
lot.
we are going for the lunch and we reassemble in the Narmad Hall, our previous venue. Luckily, it is ready by 2:45 sharp. Please mind the time. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Professor Barad, once again.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.